Question 15, part A, express 0.37 recurring as a fraction. So let A equal 0.377777. I need to multiply this by something so that I can get a repeated 7 in line with the current 7s. So if I multiply by 10, I get 3.777777. All of these 7s line up, which means when I subtract, they will all cancel. Just be careful, remember the first one doesn't. So when I subtract, I get 9a is equal to these 7s and those 7s disappear, and I'm left with 3.7, take away 0.3, which is 3.4. Divide by 9 to get it into a fraction, and a on its own. Can't have decimals and fractions together, so I'm going to times top and bottom by 10 to get rid of that, and I get 34 over 90. Part B, FOIL, root 8 minus root 2 times by another root 8 minus root 2. FOIL, root 8 times root 8 is 8, and then I'm going to get minus root 2 times root 8, and then I get minus another root 2 times root 8, and then I'm going to get plus 2 on the end because I've got minus 2 times minus root 2. 8 plus 2 is 10, but also I can simplify root 2 times root 8. Root 2 times root 8 is the same as having root 16, and we know that the square root of 16 is 4. So this is actually minus 4 minus another 4, so this becomes 10 take away 8, which is 2. You could also have done this question by simplifying the bracket first. So we can simplify root 8 as root 4 times root 2, and we know that root 4 is 2, so this is 2 root 2, take away a root 2, so I can simplify the bracket to root 2 squared, which is 2. Part II, another third to simplify, give your answer in the form a root b. So all that means is I've got to simplify it, and I should end up with a whole number times by some root, and we need to work out what the whole number is and what's inside the root. So with this question, I'm going to split the different parts up. So root 6 I can think of as root 2 times root 3. Root 20 I can think of as root 4 times root 5. And I know root 4 is 2, so I get 2 root 5. Once I've simplified all the thirds, I'm going to write them back in the way they've asked for. So root 6, which we've established is root 2, root 3, times by root 20, so that's times by the root 5, and times by the 2, which I'm going to put at the front, and then it's all divided by root 3. So root 3 divided by root 3 is 1, so I can cross those out, and I'm left with 2 root 2 root 5. Now, I'm not quite in this form at the moment. I've got my whole number, but I've got 2 roots, so to get it in the form they want, I'm just going to multiply those roots together to get 2 root 10. Part C, indice rules. So 2 indice rules at play here. I've got a negative sign, and then I've got the fraction as well. So the negative tells me that this is 1 over 16 with a positive power of 2 over 3. The positive 2 over 3, then the 2 stands for the power and the 3 stands for the root. So this is the same as having the cube root of 16 squared. And then, I've done that the wrong way around. 3 over 2, sorry. So it's the square root of 16 cubed. I can do this in any order. It doesn't matter whether I cube first or I square root first. Always try and root first if possible because it makes the numbers easier to work with. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 cubed is 64. So this is 1 over 64.